Well, as one of Richard Burton's oldest friends, the actor Robert Hardy also knew Elizabeth Taylor well. He joins us now. Well, take us back to when you first met her.
Well, it was sometime in 1962, I think Richard brought her to London. And I was at my house in Chelsea. Telephone rang and Richard's voice said, somebody here wants to talk to you. And on came Elizabeth Taylor. They came round. Although I'd warned them there's nothing but sausages and vodka in the house, she said, I like them both. And I was finding it rather difficult because...
Look at her. I mean, she was gorgeous, wasn't she?
Unbelievably beautiful. But those of us who knew Sybil, Richard's first wife, were feeling tragic about this new development. And I suppose I must have been icy with her over the sausages and vodka because as she left, got into the car, she said, don't hate me. Oh. Which was really sort of heartbreaking. And
what was she, I mean, was she simply just glamorous or was she bright? How did she strike you?
The person who should really be here instead of me is Sharon Hornby, who was Sharon Cazalet, and she knew Elizabeth from the age of 3 onwards, because Elizabeth was brought up very much with the Cazalets. And I talked to Sharon on the phone this morning, who obviously is sad, and she couldn't come in anyway tonight. But she said she was the loyalest and truest and funniest friend that anybody could ever have.
Well, now, you talked about iciness. Did you warm to her? Did she warm to you?
Well, yes. I mean, the next time I met her was in Holland. I went to join a film in which I had a part, The Spy Who Came In From the Cold. And I arrived at the hotel to find a message on my bed saying, we're in the bar waiting for you, Rich and Liz. So I went down to the bar. The bar was the biggest room you've ever seen. It was like Mussolini's reception room. And I walked the length of it. And at the end of it stood Elizabeth Taylor with her arms out like that. Well, and she enfolded me and actually kissed me on the lips. And I gave in. I mean, that's it. You know?
But Burton was, I mean, and Burton you were very close to. Burton was very obsessed with her, right? I mean, completely.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Madly in love with her. And remained, really, I think, madly in love with her.
Tough stuff getting divorced twice from a woman you're madly in love with.
Yes, well, Burton lived a tough life, some of which he imposed on himself. And really, I think it was the Antony and Cleopatra love affair which lasted until he died, and now she's gone.
Do you think that Cleopatra and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf kind of described their marriage? Sort of passionate romance plus alcoholic
I think it did.
ghastliness?
Yes, I think it possibly did. I think, incidentally, it's the best thing that either of them did, Virginia Woolf. I went over and stayed with them.
Do you think that was a snapshot of the marriage, in a way?
Yes, I think possibly it was. Occasionally. It must have been like that, but not as in the play nearly all the time.
So as you look across the landscape of Hollywood and our times and the rest of it, is she one of the great icons?
Without doubt. I mean, she was the most famous woman in the world for a longer time than Diana, Princess of Wales, wasn't she? Now, the last time I saw her was last year, when she was very crippled, very broken. And I remember thinking...
Where was it?
Buckingham Palace. She came over to unveil the bust of Richard Burton, which had been brought there. It was a fundraising game for the new Richard Burton Theatre at the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama in Swansea, in Cardiff, which is going to be opened in the summer. And she said to me, what are you doing here? And I said, I've written a little piece about Rich. You get a mention. And she said, I hope it's a nice one. And I said, well, you'll have to be the judge of that. And when I'd read my piece and came down, she grabbed me and said, that was wonderful.
Well, you've given her a very nice piece tonight. Thank you very much indeed, Robert Hardy.